The following video is brought to you by iSIMS.
What I'm going to share with you today are some fundamentals, some ABCs, some 1, 2, 3s, what I call the meat and potatoes of achievement. And within that, we'll touch on recruiting, we'll touch on motivation. I think there's something about the shared passion for excellence. And I think that's what you're after. You wouldn't be here today unless you wanted to improve, to make progress. We all have a personal journey. We all have a personal story or a narrative that runs through our life. I think in the world of networking and in the world of recruiting, you should see yourself as a journalist. There's many hats you have to wear in leadership and management and recruiting, but one of them should be that of a journalist, like a Scotland Yard detective. You want to ask a lot of questions. You want to be observant, like a great detective. You want to find out about people's stories. And people enjoy telling you their story and their narrative. And having that insight and information is going to be important for a number of reasons, because they're revealing a lot about themselves, but also as they do that, that can give you an edge in terms of connecting with that person. There's a difference between gathering up business cards, creating a database, doing mass mailings, as opposed to really connecting with someone in a meaningful way, in a lasting way. Okay, I'm going to give you my quick 6, what I call my super 6. And again, keep in mind, because some of this may be counterintuitive to the world that we live in today, but keep in mind that term of incrementalism. Incrementalism. I really emphasize that because of the speed of the world. There's nothing wrong with being deliberate, being prudent, being thoughtful. It's the long-term incremental growth that you have to stay focused on. Here's my super 6. Eternal learners. They have a great appetite for knowledge, a natural curiosity. They're great listeners, and listening is a skill. I really encourage you, even if it's only a half hour a day, and if you got to split it up in 15 minutes and 15 minutes, then at least get that half hour a day of reading. Appetite for knowledge, a natural curiosity, a thirst for finding a better way. As you clarify, as you crystallize, as you refine your thinking and writing and speaking, you're going to be more effective in your leadership, in your ability to connect, in your ability to communicate, in your ability to know where you want to go, to present your vision, to get other people to buy into that vision. Thinking, writing, and speaking, they're all tied together. The second is passion, the enthusiasm, the zeal, the zest for life. Some people have that soul, that spirit. You can sense it. It's electricity. They come in a room, they got a light bulb. There's something about it, magnetism, right? Charisma. It's hard to define. It's hard to quantify or measure. Some have it, some don't. The third is bounce back or resiliency. Bounce back. The ability when a ball drops, a basketball, that's why I love the game of basketball, hits the floor and it bounces back up. We need to have that ability. Next point I want to talk about is the importance of mentors. Developing your own kitchen cabinet, your own president's circle, people that you can lean on for advice and wisdom, surrounding yourself by people that have more knowledge than you in a given industry or a given field. And it sounds obvious, but you have to seek those people out, develop those relationships. It's okay if you have peers or colleagues that are part of that inner circle or that kitchen cabinet or that president's circle, but you also need people outside it. I think the most powerful form of leadership, the most powerful form of teaching, of managing, of parenting, is leading by example. The difference you can make in a person's life that has some challenges by having a little empathy, a little compassion, and maybe tapping in and bringing out some gifts that you wouldn't know were there. At certain critical intersections or crossroads in that person's life, you can make a difference by encouraging them. Really encouraging them means providing courage. Right? When you encourage a person, what you're really doing is providing the courage for them, making them feel better about themselves so they have the courage to keep moving forward and overcome an obstacle or believe in a dream or to keep hope alive in their aspirations. The fifth is the physical. Start on that path of good health, even if it's just a 10-minute walk, incrementally, 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week, and then build to 20, then to 30. That first step, that inch by inch, because the physical health will influence everything else. And the last is gratitude. This is where balance comes from, but they're very grateful. They have an attitude of gratitude. They've got that grace. They have perspective, because really, if you have gratitude, that's really giving thanks, not just on Sunday, but every day of the week. Also, humor and humility, the ability to laugh at ourselves. I think all that comes out of grace, and that's so important too. We really have a choice, and I think this is important for us to always be aware of. When we have failure, when we have setback, when we have an obstacle or a tough stretch, we have a choice. When we either choose to reframe it and learn from it, and now that becomes wisdom, or we don't learn from it and we carry that pain with us forever. So remember that choice at any intersection. Someone says no, you lose out on a particular recruit, you're getting doors slammed in your face, whatever type of adversity, personally or professionally, you're dealing with, you have to constantly reframe, just like a photograph, reframe the challenge, the adversity, this crossroads or intersection, and use it as a learning experience. Develop a game plan today, a personal game plan on the health front, on the reading front, right? Books and reading, on some of these other things we touched on. A lot of these things that we practice and do, if we do them every day by day, brick by brick, inch by inch, incrementally, they become habits. They become second nature. We don't have to think about them. We don't have to go to a seminar to learn about them. They just are part of who we are. But develop your game plan for today, this week, this month, this year, and the next 5 years, and then all feel as though I made a difference today in coming here to speak with you.